Hi, these comments are for TE. I am Michael from OTC Online TOEFLcourse.com. You're one of my 30-day TOEFL speaking bootcamp course students. You're working today on your accent. You're working today on your accent reduction practice. So you're practicing these palatal consonants, the what I call the J and the Z hat checks, as in judge, or measure. Or how about this? Here's two words: maJor and measure. So you're focusing on those two sounds, and let's see how you did with these sentences. I'm going to listen to them right now.
1. In 1761, John Adams began to think and write and act against British measures that he believed infringed on colonial liberties.
Okay, good. I think that's pretty good. I like how you're changing your tone. So John measures infringed.
2. The ingenuity of the Polynesian
This is the ingenuity. You had a little bit of trouble with your word stress. The ingenuity.
aging population is that they can introduce outsiders to their culture through total immersion.
You want to say culture. Outsiders to their culture through total immersion.
3. The unusually huge fish caught today doesn't fit the usual fish caught which has been recorded onto the ledgers.
Yeah, it's kind of a tongue twister. You had a little trouble with the unusually and then usual. The unusually huge fish caught today does not fit the usual fish caught, which has been recorded onto the ledgers.
4. The pale-dressed man engaged in fragile conversation with the board of regents.
And then say regent. You need to do a little bit better with the regents, the board of regents.
5. The legend is that the general envisioned a visioned military which would execute large measurable commands when the country was on the verge of war.
Okay, so I think you're maybe 60% there with these two sounds. You need to pronounce them a little bit more clearly and a little bit more loudly, I think, would help with your intelligibility on that. So let me read the sentences one more time, and you can practice a little bit more for your own self-study. In 1761, John Adams began to think and write and act against British measures that he believed infringed on colonial liberties. The ingenuity of the Polynesians' aging population is that they can introduce outsiders to their culture through total immersion. The unusually huge fish caught today does not fit the usual fish caught, which has been recorded onto the ledgers. The beige-dressed man engaged in fragile conversation with the Board of Regents. The legend is that the general envisioned a vision military which would execute large, measurable commands when the country was on the verge of war. So as you practice, again, this voice recording exercise, I want you to do a little bit better with the pacing. You'll notice how I divided each sentence into smaller thought groups. And then at the end of each thought group, my tone went up slightly, and I dropped my tone when I got to the end of the sentence. I think that's something that you can also improve upon with your own speaking. All right? And thank you for completing that practice test or that practice exercise.